Hi, I'm Eric Hammond with Colorado State University Extension, and today I'm here to talk a little about storm-damaged trees. In Colorado, we tend to get storm damage on trees with early or late storms when there's already leaves on deciduous trees, or when we have high winds, which we do have occasionally along the Front Range. If something like this happens to your tree, the first thing to do before approaching it is make sure the site is safe. Check for down utility lines and look for any hanging limbs that still might be about to fall from the tree. You don't want to get hurt. The next thing you have to decide is whether or not the tree is safe to keep. So whether or not it'll be sound in the long run. And so things to look for. If the tree still has its leaves on it, or only lost its leaves, I should say, or only has broken lateral branches, you can probably salvage it. But if the main trunk has a crack, or you've lost more than about 50% of the canopy, its chances for long-term success go way down. So that's kind of where you want to start with storm-damaged trees, and we'll have some other material about how to correct the damage or how to mitigate the damage. If correcting the damage or mitigating the damage means that you either have to use a ladder, so the damage is more than about 6 feet above the ground, or you'd have to use a chainsaw, you really might want to think about hiring a certified arborist to do the work on your tree to help it recover from the damage caused by the storm. In the case of this juniper, the damage to this tree is severe enough that there may be no real point in saving it. It's a codominant tree and it's lost its largest stem and major leader. In the case of this tree, the damage is pretty large, and because the branch is on the ground, you could clean this up yourself. Cut the branches into more manageable sized pieces, so section them down, and then either haul them off to a local branch recycling facility, or oftentimes municipalities will have branch collection days after a storm like this. So when making the 3-cut method, the first step is to go from the junction where the branch you're removing meets the main trunk, and go up about 3 to 6 inches and make an undercut. If you're removing a large branch, you'll saw until your saw starts to bind. On a smaller branch, you go almost about halfway through. You're then going to come and make an overcut 2 to 3 inches or so down the branch. And at some point here, you're creating a hinge and the branch will snap. Or at least it doesn't tear. You don't pull the bark as the branch falls off. So after you've cut off the broken part of a hanging branch, oftentimes you're left with a stub. This is just a branch that is not at a junction, just ends by itself. You should always clean that back up to a junction where one branch meets another. When you make your cut, you want to have an angle. You can look for a little area of swollen tissue, which we call the branch collar, and you want to cut just outside that. That tissue is very good at keeping decay from moving further into the tree, and we want to keep it preserved. So we make our cut at an angle just outside that tissue.